our goddesses, our goddesses. Where would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men be without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the aunties, sister, wifey, dog. Yeah, we need our goddesses, our goddesses. How would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men be without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the aunties, sister, wifey, dog. Yeah.
The ways your love never cease to amaze. This sweetness is praise. That's why I found some peace these days. Baking with dates, red grapes, peaches and shades, a leaf with some haze. The good wine, kiwi and lime. She's my kind and style, my everything here and now. That smile is something to see. Comfort in me. It ain't another place that I will comfortably be. You're like a freedom. I gave you my truth and you received it. The reason that I've changed me easily through these pains explains how we wrestle without you. Something about you, I gotta get out here and be quick for you. Claim it, cop a crib with some land by the lake for you. A break for you, open my eyes. You gave me hope and ways to cope when I feel like I'm losing it. You hold me and say no. Your love's dope and I need you. Piercing my heart like a needle. Wanna hug and squeeze you.
Our goddesses, our goddesses. Where would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men be without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the aunties, sister, wifey, dog. Yo, yeah, we need our goddesses, our goddesses. How would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would we be without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the aunties, sister, wifey, dog. Yo, goddesses, my goddesses. Paradise, she hypnotizing me. Seductive beats, magnetic and quiet shit. I don't know my problem is. Although I can't get a grip, I still don't ever let us live. Your touch can create peace to my soul. Inspiration from my examination of your creation has me achieving my goals. You're my motivation to find out how to heal my soul. Keep it real when it's real. She taught me how to heal. She taught me how to feel. She taught me how to deal with the emotions that a man may feel. And for the home cooked meals, infinite gratitude, mama. Thanks for being there through all of my drama. Speaking of drama, y'all can be crazy, but that ain't stopping the option of you being my lady. Besides, between your thighs is that juicy passion that can seduce my savage. Just calling me, gotta have it. Her loving is how I function. Our goddesses, our goddesses. Where would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men think without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughter. Yeah, we need our goddesses, our goddesses. How would we be without our goddesses, our goddesses? How would men be without our goddesses? We would have nothing without our mama. Shout out to the auntie, sister, wifey, daughter. Yeah. The ego steady watching me like I got a clock on me, but I'm forever gonna keep it G and they can't stop it. Stay right with the strap on me, got these stones all over me. Gotta protect your energy, cause they gon' try it. Ego steady watching me like I got a clock on me, but I'm forever gonna keep it G and they can't stop it. Stay right with the strap on me, got these stones all over me. Gotta protect your energy, cause they gon' try it. I know I found myself, I know myself. It ain't been easy, I've been saying these things for a reason. I knew it was gonna be a season for me to speak this truth. Right here, poetry, so now it is loose. Getting loose, no breakthroughs, but I'm off that kill apple celery juice. And every now and again, you gotta edit yourself and reproof. Be the truth to yourself, cause anybody will tell lies and make that shit sound fly. I don't know how to roll time to use your third. The ego steady watching me like I got a clock on me, but I'm forever gonna keep it G and they can't stop it. Stay right with the strap on me, got these stones all over me. Gotta protect your energy, cause they gon' shock it. Ego steady watching me like I got a clock on me, but I'm forever gonna keep it G and they can't stop it. Stay right with the strap on me, got these stones all over me. Gotta protect your energy, cause they gon' shock it. These evil Knievel's using sequels on people, making things seem believable when it's not even real. I dare these devils to pull a stun on me, man, and like a pecan, I'ma get it crackin', show you who's nuts for real. I'm not with that gang shit, but I fight for love. Beware of the people who shameless, they'll screw you up. Every part of the love inspirational thought that leave you lost in the sauce. Be careful you come across. Stay ain't really the real boss to your own life, cause you live in your own life. The close ones to you might try to do, so I keep that chrome tight. But the universe got me, no one can stop me. I control my life. Peace and love and movement, all about movement. I let it shine bright. That's why eagles wanna fight. Gotta shake your back toward the light. Just fight the enemies, homies, pretendies, and that isn't healthy for any community that we want to build. To kill the government's will, they keep us on the scales as hell. If they succeed, then we fail. Go steady watching me like I got a clock on me, but I'm forever gonna keep this G and they can't stop it. Stay right with the strap on me, got these stones all over me. Gotta protect your energy, cause they gon' shock it. Eagles steady watching me like I got a clock on me, but I'm forever gonna keep it G and they can't stop it. Stay right with the strap on me, got these stones all over me. Gotta protect your energy, cause they gon' shock it. Keep yourself. Alright. Take care of yourself. Know yourself. Peace.
When it's real, got to keep it real. Separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. It's all about your time and in your space. When it's real, got to keep it real. How you separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. It's all about your time and in your space.
Meditate to avoid the fake, the ones that hate that I'm great. My family always tell me you know how to motivate. How to be real with yourself. Always invest in your health. Eat your fruits and eat your kale. Look at who hang on your coattail. Cause these parasites ain't nothing nice. I'm pest control to the face of mice. Not even rats, they little mice. Y'all little guys, they little guys. Yeah, little guys to a mental giant. Take my time and space, and so I'm gonna stop it in y'all raps. Man, y'all be lying. You king of concrete jungle. Man, nigga, you be lying when you find yourself. That's your conclusion. Overcome the illusion that causes confusion. Not real with yourself, then you truly losing. High vibes the only thing that I'm pursuing. Elevate your fam, it's a man. You're from there, that's real. Expressing how you truly feel. It's how you keep it real. If you bite your tongue, then you're being fake. If you keep it fake, then get out the way. The news fake, religion fake. To be real, they want to control the decisions you make. Now that's real. Ain't pretty yet, that's how I feel.
When it's real, got to keep it real. Separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. It's all about your time and in your space. When it's real, got to keep it real. Separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. It's all about your time and in your space. For the food game, no time for the sublime. I'm 100 with it, not sometime. Got a whole lot of this one mind. I've been daily, been went crazy in the real world. 1080, that's HD. How you gon' play me? Cold with it like the AC. When it's turned up, I done learned up. Like the sense of murder, I done burned up. Put my name off with the greats. And respect, yeah, I done heard up. Be concerned up, stay tapped in. Cops on no black skin, not an African or an act man. I can two-step, can't tap dance. Real rap fam, this true spill. Detox off the boot pill. Got a new mind and a new shine. Whole world on a new time. On new swine, no peace, bro. Fresh fruits, my sweets, bro. All the process you can keep, bro. Trying to live long in these streets, bro. Shit deep, bro. Like a bloodline. Conscious thoughts on the thug mind. I can see clear. Hit the peak fear on my radar. For way far, got the AR for my OG. OT or OC. I'ma keep it real like it's supposed to be. Play around, you can show the fear. When it's real, got to keep it real. Separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. It's all about your time and in your space. When it's real, got to keep it real. You separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. It's all about your time and in your space.
eyes, no, in my eyes, near, Aladdin. Those tears I cried, no fears in my eyes. Shadows near, can't hide. Let your light shine bright. I've been through the pain, I've been through the rain, I've been through the storm, that's me. I learned to survive through all the lies, had to cut some ties with grief. My girl leaving had my world deleted, 2018 was deep. A year later, my little brother survived gunshots in the streets. We know what's up, the revenge up, that shit sucks. Sometimes it make me feel weak, make me feel weak. 2 months later, my little cousin was murdered. 1:15, 1:15. Heard from within, no Bible sins, no religion can save me. Doing yoga pose, got my breath on hold, learn to let go mentally. Plant-based eating, I'm that vegan that's not afraid of the beef. Spiritually fit, energy lit, but on my hip is the heat. The year 2020 got my vision clear. I learned discernment, I keep it near COVID. I'm mostly all focused, all I didn't notice, it was all fear. That same year, I had to shed a tear. Little bro Jay and his homies playing 2K, a little loud, and this crazy old bitch came out and blah, 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 blah. Get down, 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 down. A bullet hit Jay and now he gone. Another mom with her son coming home. That shit ain't right, it's hella wrong. All this pain made nigga hella strong. That's why heal thyself and know thyself and love thyself. In 2016, one of my best friends, Tycoon, he killed himself. I was fucked up, didn't know do with self. That moment I knew I had to prove myself. Had to learn not to lose myself. Tycoon influenced me through his death, plus multiple wounds from love issues. My heart done felt no weather. I still won't those tears I cried, no fears in my eyes. Shadows near, can't hide. Let your light shine bright. Those tears I cried, no fears in my eyes. Shadows near, can't hide. Let your light shine bright. I'm indoctrinated, influenced by Dr. Saban, spiritual grounded, but watch your lady. I'll have her meditating. You were hella hate, I used to be hella faded. This is that well played, self-made, marijuana, mushroom, meditation, motivation. Leave all that past in the dust, call it cremation. I'm not here just for entertainment, I'm here to plant seeds of greatness. They be like, please, no spirituality for me. I just need them being Franklins. I've been thinking that being Franklin, being taken, the minds of the people, they being Franklin, they being hunted to the streets just to touch them being Franklins, you being Frankenstein. That means they got your mind, get your ass in line. Particular programs got all the youngins with blood in their hands, so they cuff their hands, eating prim bread sandwich when they're in that jam. I ain't talking about jelly when I talk about jam, I'm talking about a silly weird nigga like them. My uncle ain't cause I did enough time in that pen, communicated with a pen as a young in right fam, jail letters I didn't like, had my heart broken by a dope. She put my heart through a Mike Tyson fight, shed so many tears that lonely night. I'm done arguing about what's wrong or right. Some things get left so your soul get right. Women done made me the villain, surrounded by all the killing, had me do all the healing to weather the storm to see my potential has no ceiling. Those tears I cried, no fears in my eyes. Shadows near, can't hide. Let your light shine bright. Those tears I cried, no fears in my eyes. Shadows near, can't hide. Let your light shine bright. Through the pain, you have to connect with your membrane to keep from going insane. Do frequency healing, Doctor Strange. Shed those tears to release those fears. Third eye on peers because there's always frenemies near. Question what you see, challenge what you hear. Protect your energy. That God has been inside you since you was born in this chaos. Meditation and spiritual exercise to get that demonic energy weight off. Long live Alex. Miss you, little cuz. We gonna keep living for you.
Peace and love to all listening. It's your boy Let me know y'all can hear me. Mic check, before we get to going. Look like my internet acting weird on this side. It's your boy Aladdin, King of High Yourself. Can I get a 0-1 from y'all? Let me know. Y'all hear me clear. If y'all can't hear me, give me a 2. So I know what to do. Shout out to the 3 of y'all watching. Oshun Yemi 2, the goddess. Gratitude. Thanks for coming through. The bro God Marco Power. My bro God, thanks for coming through. We got Luminous. Thanks for coming through, bro God. And my Cosmo Goddess, Professor X. Appreciate you dearly. Thanks for coming through. I got 0-1. Thank you. Gratitude to y'all. So yeah, first we're going to talk about don't make assumptions. This is the third agreement to the 4 agreements. So I definitely want to play that. We're going to get into that. Don't make assumptions. And then we're also going to talk about the season of fall, because there's a lot that I'm personally experiencing through this season of fall. And also the origins of Halloween and death, because death, Halloween, and fall all have a correspondence to each other. And there is certain things that I am going through and experiencing that I will be able to explain in a deep way as far as the seasons go. Saudi Queen, my goddess, peace and love. Thanks for coming through. And for sure, Shun, yeah, replay when you get the chance. I appreciate you even coming through. Y'all hit the like button for me. Then we also going to talk about elevating and how we should elevate, and what we going to do. Depending on how the chat look, depending on how my mood is, depending on certain things, I might drop the link. If not, it just might be a solo dolo presentation. So just letting y'all know, the ones that's here listening now, just letting y'all know what the vibe is. But yeah, let's get into it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play my introduction made by the goddess So Ama. And then after that, we're gonna get right into the video. Let's get into it. Like I said, the third agreement is do not make assumptions. And shout out to the bro God Mo Naga. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. That's the chat warrior. Shout out to the bro God. Yeah, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I don't know what the hell. All right, hold on. So.
The third agreement, don't make assumptions. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. We have the tendency to make assumptions about everything. The problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We could swear they're real. We make assumptions about what others are doing or thinking. We take it personally. Then we blame them and react by sending emotional poison with our word. That is why, whenever we make assumptions, we're asking for problems. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, and we end up creating a whole big drama for nothing. All the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. Take a moment to consider the truth of this statement. The whole world of control between humans is about making assumptions and taking things personally. Our whole dream of hell is based on that. We create a lot of emotional poison just by making assumptions and taking it personally, because usually we start gossiping about our assumptions. Remember, gossiping is the way we communicate to each other in the dream of hell and transfer poison to one another. Because we are afraid to ask for clarification and believe we are right about the assumptions, then we defend our assumptions and try to make someone else wrong. It is always better to ask questions than to make an assumption, because assumptions set us up for suffering. The big mitote in the human mind creates a lot of chaos, which causes us to misinterpret everything. We only see what we want to see and hear what we want to hear. We don't perceive things the way they are. We have the habit of dreaming with no basis in reality. We literally dream things up in our imaginations. Because we don't understand something, we make an assumption about the meaning, and when the truth comes out, the bubble of our dream pops, and we find out it was not what we thought it was at all. An example. You're walking in the mall and you see a person you like. That person turns to you and smiles and then walks away. You can make a lot of assumptions because of this one experience, and even create a whole fantasy. And you really want to believe this fantasy and make it real. In your mind, a whole relationship begins from that. A whole dream begins to form just from your assumptions, and you think, oh, this person really likes me. Maybe you even get married in this fantasy land. But the fantasy is in your mind, in your personal dream. Making assumptions in our relationships is really asking for problems. Often we make the assumption that our partner knows what we think, and that we don't have to say what we want. We assume they're going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we assume they should do, we feel so hurt and say, you should have known. Another example. You decide to get married and you make the assumption that your partner sees marriage the same way that you do. Then you live together and you find out this is not true. This creates a lot of conflict. You still don't try to clarify your feelings about marriage. The husband comes home from work and the wife is mad, and the husband doesn't know why. Maybe it's because the wife made an assumption. Without telling him what she wants, she makes an assumption that he knows her so well that he knows what she wants, as if he can read her mind. She gets so upset because he fails to meet her expectations. Making assumptions in relationships leads to a lot of difficulties, a lot of misunderstandings with people we supposedly love. In any kind of relationship, we can make the assumption that others know what we think, and we don't have to say what we want. They're going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, what we assume they should do, we feel hurt and think, how could you do that? You should know. Again, we make the assumption that the other person knows what we want. A whole drama is created because we make this assumption and then put more assumptions on top of it. It is very interesting how the human mind works. We have the need to justify everything, to explain and understand everything in order to feel safe. We have millions of questions that need answers because there are so many things that the reasoning mind cannot explain. It is not important if the answer is correct. Just the answer itself makes us feel safe. This is why we make assumptions. If others tell us something, we make assumptions. And if they don't tell us something, we make assumptions to fulfill our need to know and to replace the need to communicate. Even if we hear something and we don't understand, we make assumptions about what it means and then believe the assumptions. We make all sorts of assumptions because we don't have the courage to ask questions. These assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. When we believe something, we assume we are right about it to the point that we will destroy relationships in order to defend our position. We make the assumption that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume that others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse. This is the biggest assumption that humans make. And this is why we have a fear of being ourselves around others, because we think everyone else will judge us, victimize us, abuse us, and blame us as we do ourselves. So even before others have a chance to reject us, we have already rejected ourselves. That is the way the human mind works. We also make assumptions about ourselves, and this creates a lot of inner conflict. We overestimate or underestimate ourselves because we haven't taken the time to ask ourselves questions and to answer them. Perhaps you need to gather more facts about a particular situation. Or maybe you need to stop lying to yourself about what you truly want. Often when you go into a relationship with someone you like, you have to justify why you like that person. You only see what you want to see, and you deny there are things you don't like about that person. Then you make assumptions, and one of the assumptions is, my love will change this person. But this is not true. Your love will not change anybody. If others change, it's because they want to change, not because you can change them. Real love is accepting other people the way they are, without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means we don't really like them. Find someone whom you don't have to change at all. It is much easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be, instead of trying to change that person. Also, that person must love you just the way you are, so he or she doesn't have to change you at all. If others feel they have to change you, that means they really don't love you just the way you are. So why be with someone if you're not the way he or she wants you to be? We have to be what we are, so we don't have to present a false image. Just imagine the day that you stop making assumptions with your partner, and eventually with everyone else in your life. The way you communicate will change completely, and your relationships will no longer suffer from conflicts created by mistaken assumptions. One way to keep yourself from making assumptions is to ask questions. Make sure the communication is clear. If you don't understand, ask. Have the courage to ask questions until you are clear as you can be. And even then, do not assume you know all there is to know about a given situation. Once you hear the answer, you will not have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. Also, find your voice to ask for what you want. Everybody has the right to tell you no or yes, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask you, and you have the right to say yes or no. If you don't understand something, it is better for you to ask and be clear instead of making an assumption. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly, free of emotional poison. Without making assumptions, your word becomes impeccable. With clear communication, all of your relationships will change, not only with your partner, but with everyone else. You won't need to make assumptions because everything will become clear. This is what I want. This is what you want. If we communicate in this way, our word becomes impeccable. If all humans could communicate with impeccability of the word, there would be no wars, no violence, no misunderstandings. All human problems would be resolved if we could just have good, clear communication. This, then, is the third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Just saying this sounds easy, but it is difficult to do. It is difficult because we so often do exactly the opposite. We have all these habits and routines that we are not even aware of. Becoming aware of these habits and understanding the importance of this agreement is the first step. But understanding its importance is not enough. Information or an idea is merely the seed in your mind. What will really make the difference is action. Taking the action over and over again strengthens your will, nurtures the seed, and establishes a solid foundation for the new habit to grow. After many repetitions, these new agreements will become second nature, and you will see how the magic of your word transforms you from a black magician into a white magician. A white magician uses the word for creation, giving, sharing, and loving. By making this one agreement a habit, your whole life will be completely transformed. When you transform your whole dream, magic just happens in your life. What you need comes to you easily, because spirit moves freely through you. This is the mastery of intent, the mastery of love and gratitude, and the mastery of life. This is the goal of the Toltec. This is the path to personal freedom.
All right, all right. That was fire. Don't make assumptions. That is the third agreement to the four agreements. The four agreements, again, for those that this is new for, is a book by Don Miguel Ruiz. He is a Hispanic brother that has original traditions through his bloodline to the Toltecs, Aboriginal ancient culture from America, and the Four Agreements is part of uh, their practices, right? And so, yeah, the third one was don't make assumptions, and this agreement for me personally has helped me a lot because it basically is saying to ask questions. I came up with a thought the other day about assumptions and judging, right? Judging people or judging others or judging a situation, right? And what came to mind is they say don't judge, but there's nothing wrong with questioning. So if you see somebody doing something that doesn't resonate or isn't understandable to you or understandable to you, it's okay to question that person. You know what I mean? To get understanding, understanding, or overstanding, right? So questioning people is the ultimate way to communicate. So that way we don't make these false assumptions and get ourselves into situations with others or people or just yourself, because we can make assumptions about ourselves as well instead of sitting and reflecting. That's why I like meditating, because it also allows me to question everything I'm thinking about or been through in that moment, in that moment of meditation. But yeah, like he was saying, even in about relationships, the second agreement was don't take nothing personally, right? Don't take nothing personal. And adding that with the don't make assumptions allows you to really get clarity in situations with yourself and others. So like he was saying about the relationships, right? Someone can compliment you, show you love, and all these things. And what I've learned is to not take the personal, even when they do things that may appear positive. So if someone's complimenting you or giving you all this love and saying certain things about you, or maybe around you, showing you a certain energy, you got to not take that personal as well, which is the hard part. And why do I say that? Why do I say don't take nothing that may appear positive from someone personal. Well, I say that because have you ever had a person compliment you or give you props or tend to show you love, but the next day or as time goes by, they act different or they're not moving accordingly to what came out of their mouth or anything like that? And then now you're feeling some type of way based upon the previous action they're giving towards you, or the way they're moving towards you, or they may not be giving you them compliments no more. Well, the thing is, if you took it personal when they was giving you the positive energy and giving you all these compliments, then it kind of sets you up for failure if they don't stick to those things, right? And that's why taking it personal is key as well. And so when someone now does say things to me, and I had to learn, like I'm learning how to balance, because I used to get caught up in my personal emotions about, getting compliments and people not treating me a certain way. They tell me I'm such a cool dude, or I'm a hell of a guy, and this and this and that. Yet they may leave me hanging or ghost me or not fuck with me no more or treat me a certain way that don't resonate with what came out their mouth previously. So what I learned to do is, I used to just shut down, but what I learned to do is not to take it personal, and to also start appreciating compliments, but not letting it get to my head to where I think that this person really thinks what they saying. And also I ask questions, going back to do not make assumptions, right? So you gotta ask questions. If someone compliments you, it's good to go into detail about those things. Nothing's wrong with that. So that way you can get clarity as well. Or maybe you can see something that they see. Because at the end of the day, we're always projecting at all times. So even if someone, a lot of people say, oh, they're projecting when they say something negative or woo woo woo. But that's the same when a person gives a compliment or says something positive about you. 9 times out of 10, that person is in a positive space at that moment. So what do I mean by that? Say someone is coping, right, or grieving through a situation, either a breakup or the death of a loved one or something that really guy has them low, and you come in high spirits and give them some advice or something to keep them uplifted. That person then may be like, you know what, whoop, 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 you such a good person, you always keep me in good spirits, this and that and the third. Now it's not that you may not be that person, you may not be uplifting, but at that moment that person felt the way they felt positive because of the energy you gave. So they're projecting that positive energy that they feeling based upon the moment, and now they're explaining that to you, right? So when they're explaining this type of things to you, you take it in, but don't take it personal, because the next day they may not be in that same frequency or mood that they was in when they said that, if this is all making sense, you know. But I learned not to take things personal and not to make assumptions. You got to ask questions so that you can, you know, figure it out, figure out how to be. Poetic Empress, much love, goddess. Thanks for coming through. Good to see you. It's always good to see you in the chat. Mo Naga said, overstanding spirituality. The key to everything is balance. Exactly. You got to stay balanced. You know what I mean? Don't let the negative get to your head, nor the positive. Look and have discernment. You know what I mean? That's why not making assumptions is positive as well, because when you ask questions, it allows you to get discernment to see what's valuable or what's not valuable, as far as giving your energy to certain things, places, and people. you know so that's another thing. But yeah, I hope that video gave y'all good clarity, and me breaking down how I see it gave y'all good clarity on do not making assumptions. Like I said, that's a book from the Four Agreements. It's a fire book, my favorite book as far as helping me in my spiritual journey to gain a foundation on how to maneuver personally as an individual spirit in this realm. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's talk about fall. Let's talk about Halloween. We could talk about, the whole essence of the energy that we feeling right now. I'm gonna screen share real quick. And yeah, we're gonna get into the fall topic. Getting the fall topic. Matter of fact, I didn't show my camera. Just wanted to say what's up. Peace and love. Um, I'm personally going through a lot. As some of y'all may know, about 3 weeks ago, our little cousin, he got killed and murdered. Um, I did my coping and grieving and reflecting on those type of things, but it is what it is. And this is all happening during the season of fall, right? Now, not yesterday, Saturday night into yesterday, Saturday going into Sunday. It's Halloween. There was a lot of Halloween parties, etc., going on. I live in Denver, Colorado, and waking up Sunday in the rising, when the sunrise, when I woke up, we had 8 people get killed overnight. We had 8 people get killed overnight. Peace and love, Greedy Vegan. Thanks for coming through, bro, God. And I knew 3 of the people that died overnight on this holiday weekend. And it's just crazy, man. Like, there's so much I'm gonna go into. There's so much I'm gonna go into. Adrian Kenyon, peace and love, bro, God. Thanks for coming through. Y'all hit the like button for me. That's all I ask for. But there's so much I want to go into, because I'm also going to break down, some astrological information, because I know a lot of people think that astrology is just another ology. And I mean, ologies are that's another thing you got to use discernment with. Like, when you go into these fields of all these different studies, you got to kind of use that proper discernment to see how can it be applied to real life. And with astrology, what I want to show y'all is how this is all connected, because what season is it? It's fall, right? What happens during fall? The leaves fall. The green grass is now turning brown. The green leaves is now turning brown and orange and red, right? And the sun is not out as much as it used to be, right? So that means the earth is going through a season change, and things are starting to descend, right? Descend or demise or die or transform, okay? And that's what's going on. And I feel like, honestly, that's a lot of the energy. Like Halloween, we're going to go into that. As a matter of fact, let me screen share, because I know how I am. I get to ranting and forget to do what the hell I got planned. So let me share screen real quick before I get caught away, because I want to break some shit down. Chrome tab. Oh, hold on 1 second too, y'all. Hold on. All right, I'm busy. My bad. I had to. I'm also doing a fast, y'all. I'm fasting as well. In the Midwest. Make sure y'all can see my screen. Cool, y'all. We sharing screen, cool. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a fast, man, and it's my first day. I wanted to clear up some of the energy that I was holding on to. This past month has been rough for me. I've been going through some things, but I'm staying balanced as much as I can. So starting off this month, November, starting today, I'm going to do a 10-day fast. So I had to go check my water. I had some water boiling. I damn near forgot about it, because I'm about to drink some tea. I just drank some. I'm drinking some burdock root mixed with some mullein leaf and cinnamon, and I threw a little agave in there. It's pretty good. That's what I'm drinking. I was gonna do a pineapple and cucumber juice, but I didn't feel like juicing and cleaning my juicer and doing all that. So at this moment, yeah, I'm just doing my burdock root and my bladderwrack tea. And yeah, I'm fasting. I'm not smoking. I'm not doing none of that right now. just getting a clear mind, clearing the mind, body, and spirit, and doing the aura cleanse, because that's what's important. But let's get into this. I ain't gonna keep holding y'all up. I do wanna zoom in. It's weird. Let's see real quick. Well, I'm sure y'all can't see my font, what it's saying right here in this highlighted blue, but I'm gonna read it to y'all. But anyway, this is a post I made about 3 years ago, November 5th, 2019. And this is when I was in my bag, breaking down, understanding nature and the seasons and stuff. So we in Halloween, it's the season of Halloween. So Halloween, no matter how this is what the post say. Halloween, no matter how commercialized, excuse me, no matter how commercial it has almost complete. Oh, forgive me, goodness gracious. Let me slow down. Halloween, no matter how commercialized, has almost complete pagan origins. And we're going to go into the word pagan. As innocent as it may seem to some, if it is celebrated, it is not something to be taken lightly, right? That's what the picture says, because Halloween has pagan origins. Now, the word pagan, from my study and my research, also goes back to people that's into nature. Most of the word pagan is originated by Christians. It came from Christianity because when they was pushing the Christianity upon the masses of people, there's a lot of people that was still had nature ceremonies or celebrated like the winter solstice, the fall equinox, spring equinox, summer solstice, and all specific days in between that correlated with nature and the sky and the energy, right? So as people was getting converted into Christianity, Christians came up with the word pagan to basically say anybody that is worshiping nature is pagans. So yes, Halloween does have pagan origins, and so does a lot of the other holidays. But pagan itself, that word pagan, is just a word to shun people who are into nature. So if you look at most of the people that's on this channel and in the community sector of the YouTube streets that I'm in, we would be considered pagan because we always talk about getting back to nature or being in nature or studying nature, and nature is basically the one that is the truth out of all truths, that is the divine, that does show this divine essence compared to a Bible or a church or anything of that sense, right? So they would consider us pagans. But yet I also hear other people that consider people that are celebrating these holidays or maybe into church and things pagans as well. So it's a weird thing going on with that word pagan, because people who are quote unquote consciously aware and may be unindoctrinated still use that word pagan, not realizing that that word was used against us. Just basically saying like a motherfucking black man, aka a aboriginal and melanated man, using the word nigger and not knowing that white people used to call us nigger. So you can use the word nigger, but if you don't understand and understand where it came from, it's basically the same thing with the word pagan. But let me not get into that. We're gonna get back into Halloween. I just wanted to say that because it just popped in my mind, and it is a pagan origin. Now, the picture says the origins of Halloween go back to BC 500 to the Celtic festival of Samhain. For the Celts, this day marked the end of the season of the sun and beginning of the season of darkness. So what's finna happen? We're in fall. In summertime, we go through the zodiac Cancer, because that's when summer starts, right? So we go through Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Then when we get to Libra, it goes into fall, right? And then we go into Scorpio, which is where we're at now. Scorpio is the middle and the prime of the fall. And it says the origins of Halloween go back to BC 500, the Celtic festival of the Samhain. So this goes back way back then. And the Celts marked it the end of the season of the sun and beginning of the season of darkness. So as we go into fall, what do we notice? Because in summer, the sun is at its prime. We get longer days, the sun's beaming, it's hotter, etc. Now, as we go into fall, the days are getting shorter. We're not seeing the sun out as much, and it's getting colder. It's starting to transform. The leaves and stuff start falling, right? It was believed that on Shahan, the borders between this world and the other world open, allowed the spirits to pass through. So that was one of their beliefs, right? That the spirits of the dead was able to come through. What is Shahan? Shawin is the third harvest and means summer's end to Gaelic. It falls on Halloween night and is considered the end of the Celtic year. On this day, the great god of the sun dies, right? And leaves his widow, the goddess Crone, to mourn him until Yule, winter solstice. So Yule is also the origins of Christmas, right? So like I said, this is the third harvest. The fourth harvest is Yule, aka where Christmas starts, the winter solstice, right? So let's reread. To mourn him until Yule, winter solstice, 12:21, when he will be reborn and light will return. And the sun god gone, night grows longer. Plants and trees die back, and all around us freezes and hardens in the chill. On Samhain night, we stand at the space between the seasons, and in the heightened magic that connects the realms of the living and the dead. So if you notice, Halloween celebrates like a lot of dead shit. Like when Halloween season come, you notice like they show zombies and vampires and ghosts and like all these things that are like what they call it, abnormal powers type shit, like ghosts and shit. Some spirits and all that type shit coming back from the dead, or things that are half dead, half alive. So if you're wondering like where did these concepts come from, it's because back then there used to be traditions that people really believed in. Even now, like there's a movie called Coco. Shout out to my cousin Kelly. My cousin Kelly made me watch it the other day because we was at this mall where I get a lot of my holistic herbs and stuff. And in that mall they had an altar, right? And in the altar they had a lot of like pictures of dead. The Hispanic traditions kind of go into it, right? Let me I'm gonna re-screen share real quick so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. But basically there's a whole bunch of altars and things like that they tap into, like the dead, and show love towards the dead and things like that. You know what I mean? So let me go back to the screen share one time. Oh, or actually we're gonna do a window. Just makes it easier for me. All right. So yeah, this movie Coco right here. Okay. Is basically what happened is this child, he had an ancestor. He had a long living ancestor that had passed and was doing music. And this boy was growing up influenced to play music, but his family wouldn't allow him to play music. So on the Day of the Dead, I forget what they call it in the Hispanic culture, but there's a Day of the Dead, and they basically show love to their dead ones and this and this and that. They had a festival, and he wanted to play the music at the festival. What ended up happening, he grabbed his guitar, as you see him holding, that was one of his ancestors' guitar, and when he flung it on the Day of the Dead, he went into like this little dimension and all this stuff, and he ended up seeing a whole bunch of dead ancestors and all the dead, etc. It's a crazy movie, but basically he was able to connect to the dead and connect to his great grandfather, who was the one that played music, and his family had like pushed him away to where he, they saying music was like a curse and it was like the devil and stuff like this. Basically like how mama, the Waterboy's mom was with football. They was the same way with the music. And he ended up meeting his grandfather and all that. It's a crazy story. But in this movie, Rob bring it up, is they're showing that there's a tradition that certain cultures had, believing that they could connect to the dead through nature, through the season that we're going through. And if you notice, a lot of things, a lot of death and a lot of things around death is surrounded around Halloween time, aka the fall time, when we're in Scorpio, right? So I just wanted to mention that real quick. Let's get back to this slide. So yeah, the Druids also taught that on 31st of October, on the eve of the feast, Samhain assembled the spirits of all who had died during the previous year to return in their family home to visit the living. So that's what that was happening in that movie I was just breaking down. And I seen an altar like that at the mall I'm talking about. They had pictures of the dead, and it was basically saying, that if you have someone that you wanted to grieve, you could put the picture there too. So this is just one of the ancient traditions that people used to do. The origins of Halloween traditions: trick or treating. On Souls Day in England, people will give out pastries in exchange for prayers for dead relatives, right? So as you see people going trick or treating, know that the origins came on Souls Day in England, when people would give out pastries in exchange for prayers for the dead relatives, right? Masks and costumes. Why do people wear masks and costumes? Ancient Celts would wear masks to avoid being recognized by ghosts, because they believed that there was ghosts and spirits and things that was coming out at this time of the year. You know what I'm saying? So that was just one of their beliefs. Orange and black. In pagan harvest celebrations, orange symbolizes crops and the black represents the darkness or the dead, right? And then jack-o'-lanterns. Scary faces were craving to turnips and potatoes in the Middle Ages to like please the quote unquote spirits, the dead spirits that was coming around. But let's keep going. Oh damn, hold on. Didn't mean to do that, y'all. All right, hold on. So Samhain, the festival of Samhain is a celebration of the end of the Gaelic harvest season, October 31st, pre-1st century, right? By AD 43, Romans had conquered much of the Celtic territory. Two Roman festivals was combined with the Celtic celebration of Samhain. Fiorella, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, a day in late October when Romans commemorated the passing of the dead, and a day to honor, I can't see what, Poana, Roman goddess of the fruit and trees, right? So basically the Roman came and conquered the Celtics and combined the Samhain and the Ferelia, I don't know how to pronounce that, forgive me, traditions to make Halloween now. And Saints Day is November 1st. And this is a tradition that also correlates to Halloween. Now I'm gonna read what I wrote, my origins here in this blue, so y'all can see how I feel about it, right? Oh, let me go back up. So let's get into the origins of Halloween. First off, let me start by saying I'm only educating and here to make you think and question everything. Halloween, or Hallows Eve, started as a day to worship the connection from the living to the dead 2,000 years ago. Samhain was the original holiday back in ancient times that was a spiritual tradition in British for people called Celts. During Samhain, the people were dressed as spirits, monsters, and creatures as they did so to welcome / prevent the dead or spirits from harming them as people believe. The belief from October 31st to November 1st, that was a realm open that allowed the dead to come into our world. There was a celebration from summer to winter. They would leave offerings outside of their house to keep peace between the spirits. This is where trick or treating comes from. Later in times, Roman would celebrate the connection between the dead by having a festival in from those loved who have passed called Souls Day, Saints Day, right? So that's what this picture is on the side, which was on November 1st and 2nd. Souls Day was also known as Hallows Day. Halloween 31st being the eve before Hallows Day was called Hallows Eve. So Hallows Day is really Saints Day, November 1st. But because the day before, just like you have Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, there's a thing called Hallow Eve, and Hallow Eve became Halloween. Okay? Hope y'all following me. So Souls Day, as known as Hallows Day, October 31st being the eve before Hallows Day, was called Hallows Eve, which then became Halloween. During medieval times, the Catholic churches had practice to where kids would go door to door asking for prayers and food for the loved ones that had passed. People will often make sweet soul cakes and hand them out. Another tradition where trick and treating comes from. The crazy thing is nowadays we give out the number one drug out on this day, sugar, and spend billions of dollars as a whole humanity just to do so. It's second to only Christmas to the most money spent holiday, which is promoted by candy industries, costumes, decorations, etc. As Christianity spread it throughout the world, they used Saints/Souls Day to welcome those who was into Samhain to convert into Christianity, right? Combine ancient tradition Samhain and Hallows Day is how we have what we call Halloween now. This is just the surface of occult knowledge of Halloween. Question everything. So yeah, this is a post I made when I was really doing my research on this, trying to break the codes and the generational curses and spells that our people are under. So yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff that is connected to this day, but as you can see, they basically was all some shape or form connecting or worshiping the dead, and this is just a reality that we go through. But like I said, this is Scorpio season. Now, as people may know, Jesus Christ was known to have 12 disciples, right? Now, Judas was the one known to stab Jesus Christ in the back, right? That's what a lot of people say, that Jesus Christ got stabbed by Judas in the Bible and this and this and that. So Judas would be the Scorpio, hence how the scorpion has the needle or the stinger in the back. Also, Jesus Christ is the sun. That's why you see the picture of Jesus and the sun most of the time. In all the pictures of Jesus Christ you see, the sun is behind him. Now, the sun is going through the transition of falling. Also, hence the word fall. Why is this season called fall? Right? Let's go into the definition of fall real quick. Let's break that down together, because we're going to go deep with this whole thing. And I want to interact. Let's see. Definition. Oh, no, not the Bible. Okay. Fall. Move downward. Typically rapidly and freely without control from a higher level to a lower level, right? The second definition, lose one's balance and collapse. Okay. Another definition, an act of falling or collapsing, a sudden, uncontrollable descent. Okay. A thing which falls or has fallen. Hang down, of land, slope downward, drop away, right? Be directed downward. Show dismay or disappointment by appearing to sag or droop. Lose one's balance and collapse, right? Throw oneself down, typically in order to worship or implore someone. Woo. What? Throw oneself down, typically in order to worship or implore someone. Collapse to the ground, decrease in number, amount, intensity, or quality. Be captured or defeated, die in battle, lose office or be overthrown. Ooh, y'all hear that, right? So this is what's another thing. I say this to people all the time. Don't fall in love. People be talking about, oh, I fell in love, and you wonder why you're in the situations you're in if you fall in love, because you're moving downward, right? Being directed downward. You shouldn't fall in love. Look, throw oneself down. Let me highlight this so y'all can see this one. Right here. It says throw oneself down, typically in order to worship or implore someone. Collapse to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me put my phone vibrate. It's been going in. So yeah, throw oneself down, fall, right? And this is the season we're in. We're in fall. So things are going down, falling, going downward, descending, all these words, right? So this is also a time when you will see a lot of death because things are dying. Now going back to Scorpio, because I want y'all to see how things are correlated in a sense. So let's go back to Scorpio. And we're gonna go in. Okay, because Scorpio is, and a Scorpio is known to Scorpion, and Scorpio is known to be known as Judas, right? That's the zodiac that represents Judas, Scorpio, because the sun is falling, descending. That's why we call the season fall. And the Bible, a lot of them stories is just allegories and anthropomorphizing nature, showing that when they're talking about Jesus Christ dying or getting stabbed in the back by Judas who turned on him, and they're talking about the sun, the literal sun that we see in the light going through its transition of going through the season we call fall, right? So that's what they was explaining. But as you can see, if you can see this, it said the zodiac, Scorpion zodiac, is the eighth house, is ruled by the eighth house, and the key word is transform, aka death. Now, when we go into the eighth house, let's go into the eighth house, because it goes deep. I ain't really trying to go too deep into astrology because like you got to really study this shit for a while to know what the fuck I'm saying. But hopefully y'all catch what I'm saying just with common knowledge, common sense, and open mindedness. Dang, this ain't got what I'm kind of looking for. What is the eighth house? I'm trying to basically the eighth house is the house of transformation and death, right? I wanted to kind of show y'all that in some sense, but basically the eighth house is death and transformation, right? Um, let's see, this eighth house, maybe because I got Scorpio in it, it's not popping up the type of shit I'm looking for. Let's see. Yeah, this might be it. But yeah, eighth house deals with death, transformation, sex, and things like that. Um, damn, can't really get a good clear of it. But if you see here where it says inactive 8, it says death, inheritance, assist of others, right? That is the house that's the zodiac. Scorpio is birth from, basically. That's his home. And these are the phases we go through when we're in this house, aka that's what the phases we're going through because we're in Scorpio season. So we're seeing the world go through its transformation or its death. Leaves dying, trees dying, plants dying, etc. But like I showed in the on this one here, the Instagram, it gets deep. It's all a lot of death worship that used to be done around this time, and I'm kind of experiencing that. You know what I'm saying? Halloween always been known, even before I got this conscious and this enlightened. It's always been known to me to be kind of hardcore like this, though. Like when people would die, like I knew not to go out on Halloween, but at this point in time, shit is wild. Shit is wild. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little preview of what's going on. But yeah, Halloween equals death, man. You know, it gets real deep when it comes to the energies. Like as we're going through this transition, you know, there may be and what do I mean by death? Because it doesn't actually mean human beings dying as well. There may be things you're going through in your personal life that you may have to put a demise to or transform from, right? Because that is death. You know what I'm saying? Or death to relationships you had. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one sec, y'all. Let me check my water real quick. All right, I'm back. I'm back. But yeah, man. Um, yeah, death is things you might have to put death to things that is, in your personal life or a relationship or friendship or things that you've been holding on to for years and you didn't dead it. And so now you're going through things. Like this is the type of energy that you may be feeling at this time. And even going with the astrological knowledge, it also depends on your natal chart and what you got in your 8th house and what luminary or star you got in your Scorpio. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother topic. This is the last day of my fast in 7 days, starting a all green fast. Okay. What's an all green fast, Poetic Empress? Most indigenous people were labeled pagan. Facts, Monaga. Exactly. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that because a lot of the indigenous people of the land and the ancient cultures were connected to nature, and a lot of the traditions and festivals and things that they utilized or was into all deal with nature. You know what I'm saying? Phoenix rising from the ashes time. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Exactly. Exactly. Facts. Um, yeah, that's fire. But yeah, we got to put death to certain things that we may be going to. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm kind of frustrated because like the world is just weird, man. Like, I don't get why are we talking about Kanye Ye so much? You know what I'm saying? I watched the interview he did, and he did say some things, but it gets deep because how do we not know that this is a controlled opposition? I do think that there is a divine process to how things work. So it could be a divine moment that there is certain people exposing certain things, but it's like, how do we not know that this is not control opposition, meaning that the shadow government didn't place Kanye, didn't make Kanye do this so that it appears that people like us are getting somebody on our side and they're utilizing our energy to continue to manifest what they want in their life. You know what I'm saying? Shit gets deep. But I'm like, why the world give so much power to things? Like, we got to start really tapping in on our own. And like when I'm showing these traditions of like Halloween and the origins and the ancestors, this and that, I'm not saying that we need to even go back to that. I'm basically what I'm doing, or my goal is to show the origins of Halloween, where it came from, how the shadow government utilizes it now amongst the minds of the people, and then understanding the energy that Halloween has as far as what really exists, and how you can understand this energy and you can do whatever you want with this energy instead of allowing the shadow government and the people that's running the world to utilize you and your family and your loved ones and everybody else's energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets real deep. It gets real deep. So you can I mean, even looking back at the festivals and stuff, I think that was way more sacred than what people do now. And they was like respecting the dead. It's crazy right now. Like I said, I in my city, 8 people got killed, man, on Halloween weekend. And a lot of this shit deals with the young shit. A lot of this shit deals with the music. You know what I'm saying? The youth is listening to the music and they are influenced to keep killing and think that this shit's normal. And then they disrespect the dead. There ain't no respect for the dead. When Tupac said when he died, he want his homies to smoke his ashes in love and memory of him. It was supposed to be a positive thing, but now people done flipped it. The youth done flipped that to where now someone that is the opposite or the op, they call it the op, but that means the opposition or the opposite gang. When someone from the opposite gang, one of their ops pass away or they kill one of their ops, guess what they doing? They talking about they smoking the dead op. So it's like the disrespect for the dead now is way different than how it used to be back then. And that's another thing that like even utilize and pay attention to. Like we gotta work on the youth, and that's why I say we need to elevate. That's why I put that in the title as well, is because it's like that's what I'm saying. Don't make assumptions. We need to continue to learn. A lot of people, like honestly, a lot of people I feel think they know it all because of what they know already or what their group has. But as long as you breathing on this earth, you're gonna continue to learn, or you should be. You know what I'm saying? You should continue to grow. Don't make a people make assumptions on themselves thinking that their journey's over. You got to continue to keep growing, continue to keep questioning. I like when people challenge me because that allows me to get in my mental bag, you know, my learning bag, my teaching bag, my spiritual bag, my conscious bag, and really reflect on myself and see how I think about things. Question your own self. Don't assume that you're at the place you need to be with your journey. That may be a lot of reason why people do get stagnant because we make the assumption that this is the end of the journey. We make the assumption that we learned what we needed to learn to get where we at. But from my understanding, long as you breathing, you should continue to learn. There's stuff to learn all the time. Just depends on what you want to tap into. And we need to continue to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Continue to elevate. How do we elevate? What reason why I'm showing the four agreements and things like that? Because I know it has elevated me, and this is something that will continue to allow me to elevate. The reason why I get into astrology because it allows me to understand nature more and myself more, and it allows me to elevate and to see things and energies the way it is, and for me to move in the world the way I see it. So what do we need to do? Keep asking questions. Don't make assumptions. That's how we can continue to elevate. We got to teach the youth to respect the dead. The music now they listening to is nothing but death. The reason why I know this is real as far as the death thing, King Von, Mo 3, I actually did a video about it. I did a video about it, about how it's death. You know what? I'm gonna play some of that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and play some of that. I ain't even finna play with it no more. Let me pull the video up. But King Von, Mo 3, and all them died. All them died in 2020 around this time. Even if it was a sacrificial from the shadow government and the societies, they still did it around this time. And it's like I could kind of see me grasping the understanding of astrology and in the way the world moves. It has allowed me to continue to grow. Oh damn. And continue to see. Hold on, y'all, because I accidentally pushed the wrong thing. And continue to see how the world utilizes these energies to create the rituals and things in front of us. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all, because I'm about to pull up. I want to go in about just play a preview of the video I did a while ago. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so I wanted to do Bobby Brown. Hold on. A lot of ideology and symbolism with LeBron James. Come on, why are they popping up? There we go. Oh, it's not gonna show it. See, they're trying to get. Look, now it's trying to say the picture. Boy, anyway, so he has 64 in his jersey. And then if you look at the clock, god damn, come on, man, give me a good fucking picture. They ain't gonna try to show it. Well, anyway, they got a picture of him. Come on. See, we'll be fucking with your boy. All right. Look, now it's trying to say the picture. Boy, anyway, so he has 64 in his jersey. And then if you look at the clock, god damn, come on, man, give me a good fucking picture. They ain't gonna try to show it. Well, anyway, they got a picture of him. He repped 64 block in Chicago. And his opposition was FB, let me think of his name. FB something. God damn it. Let me get my notes out. My bad, y'all.
FBG Duck.
Yeah, FBG Duck. Good looking. Shout out to my bro. FBG Duck. And he repped 63rd Street. Now, this the thing about King Von. So King Von repped 64th Street, as you see on the jersey. God damn, man, I wish they would let me pull that shit up for y'all so we can go deep into that shit. Because they ain't trying to give me a good picture. They not trying to give your boy a good picture. Because on the shot clock here, it also has the number 64. Right here is 64. But I'm going to just go ahead and keep it moving. We ain't got time to waste. I'm going to get this shit over with. So anyway, King Von represents 64th Street and FB Duck represents 63rd Street. Now, the thing is, he got shot. This is FBG Duck right here. He got shot and killed 2 days before King Von's birthday. Let me go back to King Von's birthday real quick. And what's interesting, as you can see, he's representing King James or LeBron James, and he's a Leo. Leo in astrology is the king, aka the lion. You know what I mean? Come on. All right, here we go. So yeah, look, his birthday his birthday was 5 days. My bad, I was wrong. But he just got killed 5 days before King Von's birthday. And the thing about gematria, what I'm gonna show y'all, let me show y'all something. Death, period, deals with the number 20. That's why we had so much deaths this year. In 2020, we had Kobe Bryant, we had Black Panther, and then we had all this corona bullshit deaths. Now we got all these rappers dying, and it equals 20. So that's what coronavirus, all this shit that's been going on, Black Lives Matter, all this shit that's going on, is because it's the year 2020. Death equals 20. That's just one word. We're gonna go deeper into it. But so yeah, King Von, man, he was associated with Little Durk. Now, Little Durk, what y'all don't know, let me go back to the gematria calculator. Murder, let's do this. Murder equals 30. Oh, murder. Or let's do kill, my bad. Kill equals 64. Okay? A lot of things equal 64. Now, mode 3, let's go into mode 3. Mode 3, hold on, give me a second, y'all. I don't know why this shit, yeah, this shit. Kill equals 44. Lil Boosie equals 44. Now, the thing about this is mode 3 got killed. That's mode 3 right there. A Dallas rapper on November 11th here. So it was 11/11/2020. Okay, keep that in mind too. Which was a portal. There's been a portal on some spiritual shit. There was a portal on 11/11. But he got killed in Dallas, Texas. Right, a few days right after. Look, 5 days right after King Von got killed. He got killed 5 days after King Von got killed. And the thing about King Von, and which I gotta understand, Joe Biden's a Scorpio. This all happened during election. Let me show y'all something. Look, Scorpio, right at the cusp. So he's a Scorpio, and this was all going on during Scorpio season. And let me let y'all know, during the new moon that just passed, the moon was in Scorpio, and so was the sun was in Scorpio at the same time. Now, Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto. That's the house, the 9th house. But let me show y'all. Well, before we go, I want y'all to see this. It says transformation, power, death, and rebirth, evolution. That's what Pluto represents, symbolizes in astrology. So think about all the deaths we just had during this month, during November. And that's what I'm saying about right now. Like, I made this video back in 2020, around this time. But like I just said, this past Halloween weekend, here where I'm at, real life, this ain't no, I don't know how to explain it. This is real life shit that I experienced. Because a lot of people like to say that we be reaching and shit like this. But I don't. If I reach, it's going to be because I have some truth as far as something that I really experienced or know behind it when I reach. But what I'm saying is, I made this video 2 years ago talking about how there's a lot of death during Scorpio season. And Halloween this past weekend, 8 people died and got shot and killed, right? This past weekend in one day, not even a weekend, just Saturday to Sunday, 8 people got killed. And I knew 3 of them where I'm from. Just real life shit. So I was already talking about this type of energy back 2 years ago when I started understanding and understanding the way nature works. Because like I said, the leaves is falling. And shout out to Blue. Shout out, thanks for coming through, bro, God. Good to see you come through, man. But the leaves is falling, right? So this is what happens. I'm gonna keep playing this video, and then I'll go more into something else. You know what I mean? Like I said, Joe Biden's birthday is November 20th. So he's right on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius. And it's ruled by Pluto and Mars. Mars was also in retrograde. Also in retrograde. Now, we just said King Von represent what street? 64. Why does Joe Biden equal 64? This is what I'm saying. It's all rituals. They use rituals. And Joe Biden also equals 44. We just looked at that. So these are the 4 ciphers, as you can see. Let me go ahead and break this down for y'all so y'all don't get lost in what I'm doing. So this is the English cipher. As you see, A, B, C equals 1, 2, 3. Then we got the reduction cipher. Now what this is basically your 10th letter. Hold on, let me go. I'm trying to do this fast because I want, there's a lot of information to try to get on. But let's go back into okay, so I wanted to do Bobby Brown, because if y'all didn't know, Bobby Brown's son just died. And I'm trying to do this fast because I want, there's a lot of information to try to get on. But Bobby Brown's son just passed away. Okay. Now notice Bobby Brown equals 46. I want y'all to notice that. This is what I also want y'all to see. Check this out. Sacrifice, God damn it. Why can I spell today? Sacrifice equals 46. Sacrifice equals 46, and so does Bobby Brown. Then this the other thing, Chicago, Chi-Town equals 46. Now you got to think about how much killing and how much things has been going on in Chicago. They call themselves Chirac. Now what's the odds of Chirac equaling 38? Because you know what else equals 38? Because they call Chicago Chirac because how much killing has been going on in Chicago. Look what killing equals, 38. 38. Let me show you what else equals 38. King Von equals 38. What's the odds of that? And then I also would like to add, like, if people know their history, they know Colorado has a lot of shootings and stuff like that. Colorado equals 38. Colorado also is the 38th state that was established in the United States of America. And like I just said, we have a lot of killing going on. So I know I made a post earlier talking about how the basically how we're influenced by the music. You know, a lot, remember when the drill music and all that Chicago crazy shooting music had came to Colorado, the ear of Colorado, and they was listening to it and it was influenced. And now I told them today, like, well, now I remember when they came, and now that's what the streets is in Colorado. And Colorado and Chicago have a lot of synchronicities too, like the Chicago Bears and the Broncos, right? Got the same colors and stuff like that. And then if you look, a lot of the Bronco players go to the Bears and stuff like that. If you just look through the history, so there's like even a connection between Chicago and Colorado. And then also they both equal 38. There's a lot of killings in those states. King Von equal 38. And 38 is a killing number. Also, the 38 weapon, the gun, was known at a certain point in time to be the #1 murder weapon, right? And murder equals 38. So it goes deep. But I'm going to yield. And hold on, I got a lot of notes. I'm trying to go in. I got my phone out, everything. Give me a second. Because there's some I want. Okay, so let's go back to 46. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So the 46th president, all this is happening during election too. This is the other thing. Like I said, Joe Biden. Let me talk to y'all real quick. I want to see who's all in. Oh damn. I want to see who's all in here. Oh yeah, real shit. Dark Chameleon, peace, bro. Thanks for coming through. Whitney Houston died. Think about it. Whitney Houston died. His daughter died, and now his son just died. Bobby Brown got some shit going on. I ain't even gonna go into Bobby Brown though. We gonna keep it moving. You know, we gonna keep it moving. But thanks for coming though, bro. I'm decided to put the album cover of LeBron James. Kobe Bryant had died, Let me show y'all something more in gematria. We just gonna type gematria real quick. Lakers equals 6'6". LeBron equals 66. LeBron James equals 66. Let me just show y'all some shit real quick. Now, in the Bible, they talk about the number of the beast will be 666. Right? 66. It's all right there. 66 again. So this all correlates together. And then what's interesting is that all this is going on with Joe Biden and the syringes that this vaccine is going to be. Think about it. They've been pushing vaccines all week. They've been trying to make this shit mandatory, bro. And we're going into Sagittarius. Sagittarius deals with the bow and arrow, the shot. And now, while we're in Sagittarius, they're trying to give us the shot, which is the mark of the beast, 666. I'm gonna show that in a odds video, but I'm just trying to make sure I get all this out, get this out. Don't they call it a pandemic? Before Mo 3 got killed, so did Pop Smoke got murdered too. So during the pandemic, we just been dealing with 38. Murder equals 38. I just showed y'all King Von equal 38. Murder equals 38. He got murdered. And then this the other thing. So did Pop Smoke got murdered too, right? Pop Smoke equals 38. Watch this. Bam. 38. Pop Smoke got killed 38 weeks before Mo 3 got killed. Mo 3 died 38 weeks after Pop Smoke. He died 38 weeks after Pop Smoke. This. How many rappers been dying this year? What does it equal? 38. So you tell me all these rappers been dying, it equals to 38. Pop Smoke equals 38. He's a rapper. King Von's a rapper. He equals 38. Murder equals 38. Killing equals 38. And then what was the highlight? What was the highlight of Scorpio season? The election. 38. So at this point, hopefully you get it. Like I said, this was 2 years ago in 2020. You know what I'm saying? And rapper equals 38. So like I was just saying, these rappers are influencing the streets to where motherfuckers is killing and murdering, which equals 38, right? And they're rappers and they're pushing it through music. Peace to the bro gods. Bronze Flat Power. God. Much love, bro God. Good to see you in the chat. Bobby a gatekeeper and Ray J the runner. Facts. King Ty, my bro God, man. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for tapping in. But what was I finna say? Oh yeah, death, right? Death is surrounded by rappers, and that's all these rappers are pushing. Rapper equals 38, death equals 38, murder equals 38, right? Then I was just showing how Pop Smoke died 38 weeks before Mo 3 died. Mo 3 and King Von died during Scorpio season. Scorpio season deals with the death because the seasons are transforming from summer into fall, and fall is when the leaves fall. And we just broke down the word fall and how the word fall deals with descending and going downward, or anything that's basically not positive or higher up, from going from high and descending to a lower level. So all these things are still happening at this time. And then I just broke down how Halloween was the Day of the Dead, or how they celebrated the dead, etc. Things like that, right? Now, we got, like I said, me personally, in my city, 8 people got killed in the city that is associated with the number 38. And I know it's influenced by the rappers, because that drill music came from Chicago, came from, like, that's the thing. King Von was a Chicago rapper, a drill rapper, and he had bodies. He was known to have bodies on his. Supposedly, he had a lot of bodies. You can just look it up. Look up what King Von is about. And he was a rapper that got killed in 2020. Mo3. And shout out to the bro God Mind's Eye, man. Thanks for coming through, bro God. Good to see you. Mo3 wasn't really a trap rapper or a drill rapper like that. But at the end of the day, he was a part of the, especially our community, the melanated community, for lack of better words, right? He was a big part of that, and he got shot and killed. So also, this the thing. Now that I'm reflecting and looking back at this video I made 2 years ago, you don't think this has an impact on how the people think now, especially the youth? Because if the youth is listening to these people talking about killing and shooting, etc., and how they are so hard and what they'll do, and then that person dies and they are influenced by that person, so now they feeling some type of way, and now they listening to that person's music through a grieving process, to where you don't think they'd be influenced to live the way that they was rapping. So now if that rapper that they are grieving and influenced by is talking about nothing but death, and that person died, they're going to have a motivation to move that way, and now they may be influenced to be either a rapper or a person in the streets that's living the way they were saying and do the things that they do. So now we have this cycle of this 38 death killing, right? Right. And that's what I was explaining on my Facebook to the people, that we going through this shit. Like, I remember when this shit was trending. I remember when this drill shit was trending, and now people are dying. But I know Halloween around this time is a time when this shit happens, man. Halloween that's why they celebrate the dead. So it goes deep. It goes real deep. Let me see if I want to play. There might be a little bit more in this video I might want to play. Let's see. King Von's from Chicago. King Von's from Chicago. Oh, look. Chirac equals 38. See? I'm gonna just beat. Man, y'all follow Zachary Hubbard on YouTube, man. Zachary Hubbard. I'm gonna put the, got deleted. It did. But anyway, Mo3, yeah, I accidentally deleted, moving too fast. But Mo3 died 38 weeks after Pop Smoke died. What's the odds of that, y'all? What is the odds of that? 33, the number 33. He got killed in Atlanta, and it equals 33. ATL equals 33. So remember that as I go. Okay. Now this is the thing. It shows bro died. Let's see. He died November 6th. He was 26, and he died. The Atlanta Police Department tells Vulture that three people were killed and 3 people were injured. 3 people were killed, and it was 33. All right, so y'all get the point of that. I was going deeper more into the actual gematria and how all that shit was connected in the ritual, but yeah, I ain't gonna play the rest of that. I just wanted to kind of get that death part, and I think y'all got the point, especially if y'all was tuned in earlier when I was going in on the whole subject of what we, what this day means and what Halloween is. You know what I'm saying? I really wish I could play a preview of the that movie. What's the movie called? Oh, Coco. Yeah, I was showing y'all that earlier too. The movie Coco, because it goes deep, but I know they be flagging shit, man. I ain't trying to get my shit flagged. Yeah, they be flagging shit. The goddess Chrissy in the building. What's up? What's up, Chrissy? Peace and love. Good to see you. Yeah, man, it goes deep, dude. And shout out to Sister Ama. I see she live. Man, she was supposed to go live according to her time. She was supposed to go live before me. I was hoping she did so I could at least peekaboo, because she ain't went live in a good minute. But for all of those that is connected to her, go ahead and tap in with her too. Shout out to Sister Ama. But I wonder if I can pull up them little altars. I want to show y'all something too. Let's see if I can find them. Cool. Yep, the screen share. I found it. Sometimes you gotta tap stuff in. It said powerful analogy. I wonder what analogy you talking about. I speak metaphorically and stuff all the time. So I wish I knew you was talking about Poetic Empress. But let's get into it. I want to show you all something. So this is what I saw. This is what I saw. I saw one of these at the mall I was telling y'all about. And this is what like the Hispanic cultures do around this time with Halloween. The Mexicans, Day of the Dead. You know what I mean? And what they do is they put these altars up. They put these altars up and they got all these pictures, right? They put all the pictures of their loved ones, their dead ones. You know what I'm saying? All their loved ones, and they like celebrate them or give them props. You know what I mean? That's basically how they do it. And I saw one of these. One of these was live. I saw a big one right in the mall. Excuse me. And I was just like, wow. But yeah, this is that time of the year, y'all. And a lot of ancient cultures knew this. A lot of the ancient cultures knew this. I'm gonna go through one more time for y'all that just tapped in, because I know a lot of y'all are getting off work or just decide to tap in now, or whatever the case may be. You feel me? Whatever the case may be, I want to show y'all what I just showed the people about the Halloween stuff. I'm gonna try my best to make it quick, but it's a good reflection because I know a lot of y'all are really inclined, and I know this is something like a seed I could plant. Something y'all could think of. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. Hit the like button for me. That's all I ask for. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, I mean. Hold on. It's loading on my side before I share the other side, the other tab. But besides all this, I'm talking about, I hope y'all having a good day. Hope y'all keeping y'all vibration high, knowing thyself, loving thyself. Because it's a weird energy, man. It's weird energy right now. And we're going through a lot of different retrogrades, and then Mars is going into retrograde, as a matter of fact. I know I need to do an astrology video. I feel like really what I'm going to do, I'm going to go live one time and just whoever got question in astrology, whoever want to challenge me, let's do it. I'm going to just go on a hard, like, just do it that way so we can just have a fire ass build. All right, let me share the other screen. King Von killing the number of victims. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was a fire analogy. I got you. Yeah, let me share these. So for all those that's just now tapping in, I just want to share this with y'all real quick. It says Halloween, no matter no matter how commercialized, has almost complete pagan origins, and we went in on the word pagan earlier. But as innocent as it may seem to some, if it is celebrated, it is not to be taken lightly, and that's why, because it's the Day of the Dead, right? And the origins of Halloween go back to BC 500 to the Celtic festival of Samhain. For Celts, the day marked the end of the season of the sun and the beginning of the season of darkness. It was believed that on Samhain, the border between the worlds and the other worlds open, allowed the spirits to pass through. What is Samhain? Samhain is the third harvest and means summer ends in Gaelic. Hold on, let me drink my throat crackling. Think it's some of that mucus that mucus coming out during my cleanse. But it falls on Halloween night and is considered the end of the Celtic year. On this day, the great god of the sun dies and leaves his widow, the goddess Crone, to mourn him until Yule, winter solstice, 1221, when he will be a reborn and light will return. Don't that sound familiar, like some Jesus stuff? But anyway, with the sun god gone, night grows longer, plants and trees die back, and all around us freezes and hardens in the chill. On Samhain night, we stand at the space between the seasons and its heightened magic that connects the realms of the living and dead. The Druids are also taught that on 31st of October, on the eve of the feast, Samhain assembled the spirits of all who had died during the previous year to return to their former home and visit the living. Right? Samhain, the festival of Samhain, is a celebration of the end of the Gaelic harvest season, October 31st. By AD 43, Romans had conquered much of the Celtic territory. Two Roman festivals were combined with the Celtic celebration of Samhain. So basically, the Romans took over and connected Samhain and made Halloween the way it is, etc. Right? And Saints' Day, the fest day, honors all of the saints in heaven. It was the first celebrated in Rome in 610 when Pope Boniface IV dedicated the Pantheon to Our Lady and all the martyrs. The feast day was later moved to November 1st and expanded to honor all the saints. Traditionally, special foods for the feast day came from the fall harvest. In some countries, it was traditional to eat cakes and drink cold milk. Church bells rang to praise and thank God for the example of holy ones. Children dressed in costumes to intimidate their favorite saints. Playing plays the plays depicting the lives of the saints were performed on the evening of All Saints' Day. So basically, in Saints Day and Hallows Day, or Samhain Day, is what combined to make Halloween. And Halloween is Hallows Eve because Saints Day is November 1st. And as I just read, Saints Day, the Romans had the children dressing up, celebrating their favorite saints. And it was like a religious tradition. But they took that from the Celts, you know what I'm saying? Which was the Samhain, where they showed love to their loved ones on this day and felt they could connect to the dead. But the Romans conquered the Celtic territory, connected Samhain and also Saints' Day, and now Hallow Eve is called Halloween, because Hallow Eve, just like there's Christmas Eve, was before Christmas. So Hallow Eve is Halloween because it's the eve before All Saints' Day where they do that tradition. You know what I mean? So yeah, just going in and giving y'all some information and knowledge about the death thing. Y'all can follow me on Instagram too if you haven't. All those that have an IG and want to follow me on Instagram, King of Higher Self on Instagram. Aladdin is King of Higher Self, and the O is a 0, not an O. If you want to follow your boy, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's just a little preview again of what I was talking for those that's just now tapping in and wondering what I'm breaking down. You feel me? You feel me? But yeah, man. Say of the dead. A lot of the ancient cultures knew this. You facts though. I mean, that's all we could do was be nudist back then. A lot of our ancient cultures didn't give a damn about no clothing or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I also talked about for everyone that is tapping in just now too, I also talked about the third agreement, not making assumptions, right? Don't make assumptions, and that we should always continue to question things. Always, always, always question things. Do not give up on questioning things because it matters to question. Because that way you get clarity. When we make assumptions, that's why we get our feelings hurt and things like that is fucking with us because we assume somebody felt this way or we assumed it was this and that, right? When you make them assumptions, that's how you get led into your own feeling of failure, for lack of better words. Share screen. Yeah, I just want to share this one more thing. Let's see. So yeah, don't make assumptions, right? Let's read some quotes that it say. Let's talk about it. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life, right? So find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings with sadness and drama. So that's basically what is a good thing for us to work on. You know, find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want to others. And that's why I feel like a lot of relationships and friendships and family ships tend to be broken because, you know, like a lot of stuff is just fucked up. And we got to make sure that we get clarity. We all been indoctrinated. We all been through something. And we got to make sure that we're getting the clarity we need. You know what I'm saying? So find a way to communicate with those in your ships, your friendships and relationships. Because just because we think a person may do something don't mean that they like doing it. Or just because we think they know what we want don't mean they really know that we want it. So this is why we should ask questions and have the courage, you know, and then it's hard to ask questions because we have been indoctrinated to assume things at times as well. You know what I'm saying? Some people say that's a dumb question and stuff like that. And so it may intimidate you to want to communicate and have a healthy conversation with questions involved. But like I said, if you don't question, then that's when sadness, drama, misunderstandings, and things come. And like I also said earlier, a lot of people take or make assumptions based off of a person complimenting you, uh, agreeing. I mean, not agreeing. Taking things personally and not making assumptions go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Let's find another good one. Another fire little quote. Making assumptions meant let's see, hold on. Making assumptions simply means believing things are a certain way with little or no evidence. Fire. Making assumption simply means believing things are a certain way with little or no evidence. That shows you are correct, and you can see at once how this can lead to terrible trouble. We base these assumptions not on hard evidence, but upon guesses, things others say, and partial information. Assumptions make an ass of you and me. Interesting. We base these assumptions not on hard evidence, but upon guesses, things others say, and partial information. That's why it's always good to continue to question. No, a lot of things people say is not on hard evidence or upon gestures. And you know what? Now I see that this word hard evidence, it just triggers something in me. I need to utilize that word a little bit more. Hard evidence. Because I know that's what I'm gonna have to utilize to break down astrology when I do my astro build. Yeah, what I mean? Let's see what this one says. If others tell us something, we make assumptions. And if they don't tell us something, we make assumptions. Woo-hoo, that was fire. If others tell us something, we make assumptions. And if they don't tell us something, we make assumptions. We make assumptions to fulfill our need to know and replace the need to communicate. Even if you hear something and we don't understand, we make assumptions about what it means and then believe the assumptions. We make all sorts of assumptions because we don't have the courage to ask questions. Fire. That's why we need to ask. That's why a lot of people get in relationships and be in places they shouldn't be because they didn't ask the right questions before they got with the person. They just got infatuated and thought love was the answer instead of asking questions to find the answers. That's partially why I'm single, man. I'm taking my time. I ain't rushing shit. I wanna go through a quest, and then it's the other thing. Question is the quest I on, right? So you're on a quest, a journey when you're questioning things, because when you're going on a journey or a quest, that means you're looking or searching for something. So when you're questioning people or you're you're going through questions in a conversation with people, that means you're going on a journey or a quest together. So you should go on a quest or a journey with a person before you assume that this is the person you need to be with. A lot of people skip the journey, aka the questions, because they don't have the courage to go through the journey of questioning. And so now they're assuming that this is the relationship. They get in a relationship, then 2 years from now, or 3 years, or even 2 months, or whatever the case, they're not in the position they thought they would be because they made an assumption instead of a question. And now the situation's all fucked up as far as the love or the relationship. You know what I'm saying? It gets deep. It gets deep. Let's see if we can find one more quote that could spark something in the mind. And also put a 0 or 1. Put a 0 or 1 if you want me to drop the link in the chat. And I'll drop the link and we can build on all this. But if not, then shit, I'll probably end the stream. But let's see if we can find another good one. It look like most of them is kind of saying the same quote. Yeah. Most of them pretty much saying the same thing. Oh, damn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you just got to find the courage to make assumptions, man. Yeah, quest I on and the quest I'm on. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. On the show, the quest I on. Ain't nothing wrong with questions. But yeah, let me know if y'all want to drop the link or not. If not, I'm gonna end it. And I'll probably go hop and say what's up to Sister Alma. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that now. You feel me? You feel me? But yeah, we gotta not make assumptions, man. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. So I hope y'all taught yourself something. I hope y'all listened to the things I said and taught yourself something about fall, about death, about assumptions, about Halloween, about what we need to do to elevate past this, about the children and their craziness, all that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? Let's tap in with Sister Alma. All right, it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, y'all tap in with Soul Alma. She live, I think, unless she ended it. That's probably why it wasn't loading. I ain't checked. She probably ended her stream too. Oh. Oh no, she live. She's still live. She's still live. Yeah, she's still live. All right, hold on, y'all. That's just my computer.
Passport and it's still, it doesn't expire until 2025. Dang it! No, 27. Dang it! Yeah, the only way I can have it renewed is if I lose it, if I get lost or sheesh. So I have to travel with an ugly ass picture in my passport. This sucks, man. King of Higher Self, Aladdin. Peace to you. Much love. Much love. How you doing? How's your day been going so far? Much love to you. Yeah, I was so I was just talking about life in general today. Because I felt like it. I felt like it was it's been a while.
So yeah, just wanted to give her some love. I'm gonna probably go over there, man. Nobody clicking her link and nobody asked me to drop the link, so y'all better meet me over there. That's what I'm probably finna go do. We gonna go out with a jam though. No, I ain't even in the mood to play one of my songs, man. But yeah, I hope y'all taught yourself something. It gets deep. You can replay it or whatever. But I love all y'all, man. For real, I love the whole chat. I love everybody that came through, hit the like button, dipped out, did their thing. I know there's a lot of other stuff on YouTube you could be entertained by. There's a lot of other stuff in there. Phone you could be entertained by. So y'all make sure y'all do that. And as a matter of fact, since I'm going to So I'm gonna end it with her motherfucking video. You feel me? And that's how we going out with a bang. Peace and love. It's your boy King of Higher Self, aka Aladdin. Know thyself, love thyself, heal thyself.